find yourself getting passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on. So you're off in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. He doesn't qualify as well as he races.
Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haig deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the loud pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped him all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And it definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down it towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed Morton forward up ahead. He's got out of line. It's now Pike going to have a go at Werrell. Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such trouble. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden Miller's back in play.
Moving on to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's a lot have fun. Yeah, it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself watching the Burger King machines off into the grass a little bit there. Is that really bunching up now?
Coming down to the side. Have it. He's going to get it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still start chopper. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the JPB American Tour Championship, round 6, live from Watkins Glen. I am James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Zach Sweeney this evening. There's going to be alongside me once more, bringing you all the action once again here at this NASCAR layout, Watkins Glen. It's going to be short, nothing short of amazing. Let's bring you up to date with the current standings as they are. In the AM standings, as we know, Mr. Consistent himself, Carl Jacklett, has run out in front on 173 points. Scott Malcolm in second on 165, with Kev Ayler in third on 145. Deck Crowther in fourth with 136. Tom Woodcock in fifth on 125. Jess Rakowski and Victor Brown tied on 100, with Don Joy on 89. Dan Lewis on 86, and Stuart Gibbons rounds out the top 10. Tom Anderson, Chris Barnes, James Ellis, Lee O'Brien, Rob Williams, Roger Morton, Tom Weston and Mike Barr behind that. In the team standings, JAASR, just an average sim racer, out in front on 270 points, with Performance Link Esports Yellow on 243. Blade Designs on 240. Then you've got photomedia.uk, which is Carl Jacklett on 173. Performance Link Esports Red on 117, with Kraken Racing on 61 and Safeguard by Result on 26. Survival Hub Racing on 2 points. In the pro standings, as you can see there, it's Fraser Elphick who took the lead last week on 145. Paddy Faulkner in second on 141, with Mike Pollard in third on 136. Callum Regan on 126, with Adam Dalmont in fifth on 105. Russ Fowler in sixth on 99, with Michael Lees in seventh on 91. Then you got Ian Manners in 8th on 83, with JB Deju on 69, and Stuart Bickley rounds out the top 10 on 66. Alan McCain, John Brown, Steve Fry, Reese Watt, Johnny Cook, Michael Seal, George McDonald and Mark Draper behind that one. In the pro team standings currently at the moment, it is AIRaceSummaries.com Wheeler team here in front on 277, with SRL Amber on 210. Performance League Esports Green on 157, with JW Motorsport on 143. Sabel Esports on 126. SRL Emerald on 113, with SRL Next Gen on 105. Then you got SRL Ruby on 103. Black Sheep Racing on 91, and VTech Gang on number in 10th, and then BSTV Esports in 11th, with Performance Link Esports Blue in 12th place there. Good evening, Mr. Sweeney. How are you, dear sir?
I'm doing good. You know, there's a multitude of reasons as to why people look forward to Fridays. One of mine is that we get to go racing for the JPB TCR Cup here. And, well, we take to upstate New York. We go to Watkins Glen. What a fun circuit it is. And, of course, on the shorter layout of things, should be even more fun. These touring cars, slipstream prone, of course. We've still got the inner loop, very high speed. So for a good race.
Yeah, let's hope so as well. And I'm sure we will see some absolute epic action. We have just gone in to qualifying, so we will get qualifying underway here. 15 minutes of open qualifying, and then we will see who is the fastest one on the circuit to take pole and lead us away here this evening. Watkins Glen itself, though, Zach, a very interesting circuit, the full layout. Now, obviously, we haven't got that back third corner, I suppose, and we have got this NASCAR layout, which is round the outer loop and then back on ourselves into turn 9.
Yeah, so as I say, obviously, you spend a lot more time of this circuit flat out. So obviously the pit straight, flat out. Turn 1, quite high speed. Turn 2, 3, 4, all... are they going to be flat on these touring cars? Probably, because it's a nice wide circuit. Even with the front wheel drive, should still be okay. Then you've got that long run before you get to the bus stop chicane, which is a high speed chicane. Then you go in through the loop which is a high-speed corner relatively. I mean, you can still brake quite late going into it and, you know, have some moves as such. But all in all, it is a very high-speed circuit. I suppose that is why it appeals to NASCAR as such, because it's essentially the same dynamic that you get on an oval, just with, you know, a couple of right-hand turns as well in the forms of turns 1, 2, 4, and 5 and 6. It's just, yeah, I think it is just going to be a lot of fun. As I say, obviously with that oval dynamic, slipstream is going to be huge. Hopefully we're going to have some large trains, and with that, hopefully some good action as well.
Yeah, we definitely will. Good evening, Mr. Simnor. How are you, dear sir? Welcome in. We have got 22 cars out on track, 11 AMs and 11 pros here as we reached the midway point of the season, round 6, of course. It's going to be interesting. It has been very interesting as well. No surprise at the moment, I think, in the AMs with Carl Jacklett leading the way. We talk about him on a weekly basis. You know, he's just been Mr. Consistent in that Veloster this season. He's managed traffic. He's managed the pros. He's managed, well, you can see he's doing it again there. And he's been so good. He's done so well with everything this season. I think for Carl Jacklett, this is quite a turning season in the TCRs, I think, for him. You know, it's been an interesting one, but he has done so well because of the way he manages the reverse, and the way he manages the feature, and puts himself in that position to be in that pole for the reverse, and then he'll manage the gap between second place in pros. It's been really interesting with him, and I like the way he's driven this season.
Yeah, me as well. I think he has been on top form. You know, as you say, mixing up with some of the pros at times, which is mightily impressive. And it's not just like it's been a fluke of sorts. It's not like it's just come out of nowhere and poof, Carl Jacklett. It's been a steady progression. You can see the steps he's taken. You can see why his steps are working as well. The consistency, the staying out of trouble, the defensive natures that he's had, the sheer speed as well. That's not, you know, beat around the bush with that. He has gotten quicker as well. And he's been there on a week-by-week basis, just as a dark horse, really, always up there, always a name we talk about. A big sort of symbolism of continuity in this championship. Huge consistency that we've seen from Carl Jacklett. So, yeah, I have to say I am mightily impressed with him. Yeah. And let's see what he can do in the final few rounds. Of course, we haven't got long. We are into the second half of this season now. So, plenty of rounds to go. Let's see how he can continue and see if he can keep that AM championship. But for me right now, he's the one setting the standard.
Yeah, he definitely is there. Austin Draper, welcome in. It just goes, Mark! Yes, Mark Draper is here. Carl is a very good AM, he is. If he wins the AM Championship, he does get promoted to pro next season. So we'll have to see how he can handle that. I'm sure he's got the pace there as well. Fraser Alphick currently leading the pro driver standings. You know, he's been another one that's been fairly consistent this season. He snuck into the lead last time out, last round, of course, and he's another one that's gone about doing his job quite nicely of Fraser. He's been another one that's just been there or thereabouts. You know, he's completed all rounds apart from round 3 at Barber Motorsports in the feature. He didn't complete that one, but he's completed every round since, and it's put him at the top. And, you know, looking at his stats-wise, he's only had one finish where he scored, one finish, sorry, where he scored under 10 points. He's been above 10 points every time after that. And he's another one that's gone about his business, just, you know, sliding along, keeping out of trouble, and he's now reaping the rewards of being top of the standards.
That's what you have to do, right? I mean, Fraser Alphick, of course, his pace has been incredible, but it's not been dominant as such. Yeah, he's been there, but it's always been close. The thing with Fraser Alphick is the fact that he will then carry that exact same pace going into the race. He will keep himself out of trouble, both in the first and the second race in the reverse grid nature. He's able to quietly, slowly push his way to the front, sometimes quickly if he can make the most of carnage. But he's just, similar to Carl Jacklett, he's just always there. He's like a sore thumb that you cannot get rid of. And he just bit by bit builds his pace, builds his confidence. Right now, of course, in this qualifying session, it's a very hotly contested fight for pole. But all in all, I have to say, Alphick has, he's been up there week in, week out, and that's exactly what you need to win a championship. You do not need to be Max Verstappen and top every session and set the fastest lap in every session and be on pole for every qualifying session and win every race. You don't need to do that to win a championship. Of course, you know, that's not going to hurt.
No, that's what I mean. It's not going to hurt, but at the same time, you don't need to. You can finish them seconds, you can finish them thirds, them top fives, and still take the championship win. And that's the thing. You know, everybody sees what's going on in Formula One, and let's be honest, it's getting quite repetitive at the moment, and it's not very interesting to watch. But I think Fraser's kind of shown us that you don't need to do that to take a championship win. And I think he's doing a stellar job in that SRL car. You know, SRL Amber. He's doing an absolutely amazing job. I want to pick up on Russell Fowler at the moment as well for performance link here. He's just had a purple in Sector 1. Unfortunately, he's balanced it out with a Sector 2. We shouldn't have, if I'm not mistaken... Oh, Michael Leese is not here anyway. Oh, Michael Leese had taken a different car and basically was dealing with a quali ban. There has been a couple of penalties sort of handed out after last week's race. John O'Cook and Anna McCain are both on a 2-round suspension. They will be allowed back in 2 rounds' time. So tonight and next week, they will be back after the week after. Obviously, we all saw what happened there. So that's been dealt with and dusted. And Michael Lees was supposed to be here. So I'm not quite sure where he is at the moment and whether or not he's just not here.
Maybe. Maybe he's got better things to do on a Friday evening.
Maybe. Like what? Like what?
Know. Have a life. I don't know. I'm joking.
Other than great racing, what else is there? Actually, he's out on track. Why are you out on track?
Oh, this is a Canterbury Garden situation.
It is.
Laguna Seca, isn't it?
It is. It definitely is. Naughty, Mr. Leese.
It's the pit lane for you.
Well, I've got to try and get hold of him quick enough first as well. Unless you, Mr. Sweeney, want to nip off and explain to Mr. Leese that he is not supposed to be here. And I'll carry on waffling along.
Oh, there he is. Give me 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, and I shall be back. Oh, no, there's loads of people. My social anxiety cannot handle that.
You're going to have to go and kick him in or pull him up to the... I'll tell you what we do. You can move him up to the interview room and then talk to him in there.
I can't. I'm not special enough.
Oh.
Allowed. I don't have the privilege.
Right, I've dropped him down in the broadcast interview room. Go, and I'll talk to you in a minute. Right, well, we're going to find out from Michael Leese why he is currently out on track when he's supposed to have a qualifying ban here. Sad Max Verstappen noises. Oh, you'll be all right. It's a hard one because, yeah, he's a good driver. Arrogant? Absolutely. Ignorant? Completely. But there you go. It is what it is. He just... What's that?
He got the message.
He got the message that he's got to start from the pits.
He didn't speak to me. But I jumped in there. I was like, "You right, mate? Basically, James has told me to tell you you've been a naughty boy and you need to start from the pit lane. So if you could do that, that'd be fantastic. Or just put into the pit lane and message James and let him know, or whatever." So there we go. He's got the message. He was on mute. He didn't respond. I just have to hope that he heard me.
All right. Okay. Well, this could be interesting then, as you didn't want to jump down. Maybe I could get hold of Deck and see if he can tell Michael to start from pit lane, please.
Naughty. Quali bans. Oh.
It's to be on a quali ban.
These people, they'll never learn.
Oh, I don't know. They go in there, they see quali, and then they get all excited, and next thing you know, they completely forget.
Yeah, they do. I don't know, they're racing drivers, you know. They always go, "Oh, what? I had a quali ban? No, I'm so sorry. What a mistake."
Yeah, but the thing is, he's only John who can jeopardise himself now, isn't he? Good evening, John. I hope you're well. He's only jeopardised himself because realistically, he could have started at the back on the grid, and now he's got to start from the pit lane, so he's got to wait for everybody to go. So he's only jeopardised himself anyway.
But he's got like he's going to start from the back no matter what, whether he's starting from the pit lane or starting at the back of the grid. To be fair, there are some times where starting from the pit lane is better than starting on the grid because you can avoid any early lap carnage and sort of fight your way through. But also, had you have not noticed he was out on track, and had he have set a qualifying time, yes, it would have been a little bit dodgy, and he probably would have got caught later on and slapped with a hefty penalty. But maybe he thought, you know what, pit lane back of the grid, either way, it doesn't really matter. Why don't I just take the chance and see? Because he can't lose as such, unless obviously you sort of say, come on, boys, you violated a qualifying ban. You know, this is going to be a little bit more severe than starting from the pit lane. You know, there's no real... what's the opposite of an incentive? A decentive? Is that a thing? It is now. There's no decentive to tell them to not go out on track as such, apart from a pit lane start. But they're starting at the back anyway. So what's a pit lane start really going to do?
I'm a little bit confused by the communication that's taking place at the moment. I'll need to do a little bit more digging. And I will, yeah, I'm a little bit confused by communication. No, it's not Mikael Leaks. That is why I'm blinking confused.
Oh my goodness me. James Parfitt.
Oh, it's okay. It's Deck Crowther who is in the pits.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the JP and JP Broadcasting.
Oh, give over. Mr. Regarton, can you respond to my DMs, dear sir, as well? I have DM'd you. I would like a conversation with you, Mr. Regarton, please. Here as well. Yes, this is the JPB in JPB. Completely misread the wrong message. And it was actually Deck Crowther who's got a quali ban. But Deck's in the pit, so he's being a good boy. It's fine. Here as well. Look. I made mistakes. Yeah, well, it wasn't a waste of time. You did a fine job and went down and communicated like you should have done, like a good little boy. Well done to you.
That was very, very patronising, and I will pretend to not be offended in the form or in the spirit of professionalism.
Why are you offended?
Because you just called me a good little boy, as if I'm 7.
Oh, you're only 10 off that.
7.5.
Oh, there you go. Anyway, you'll get over it. Qualifying's coming to the end. Oh, thank you very much. Welcome in, everyone. Alan left as well. Sorry, caps lock. No worries. The bot didn't kick you out as we're coming towards this end of qualifying. Dan Lewis sitting at the back at the moment in 21st place, of course. And we've got Tom Anderson sitting close to him. A 1:16.623 from Adam Dalmont. It should be interesting to see what Dalmont can do, whether or not he can get away from Fowler and Faulkner. And as you say, Zach, that draft's going to be sort of strong that first lap. But they've also got to watch a little bit of the cold tyre situation going up through the S's. You know, it can become quite a little roadblock at some points.
Yes. Of course, with it being maybe the first lap or, you know, to be fair, any point in the race, something goes wrong, everything goes wrong.
Agreed.
Right? Because, you know, one person, I mean, it's fine if it's at the back of the grid because not really many people are going to be behind it to see it. But say our pole sitter has a crash, second hits them, third hits them, then you've got 3 cars in the way, then everyone just smacks into the back of them, and there's not really much that you can do in that regard. So yeah, with the S's being such high speed, as you say, with cold tyres, less grip means less, you know, time to react or less capability to react as well, let's put it that way. It's difficult, especially sort of in the opening moments, to really capitalize. If someone does make a mistake, even just driving by yourself, you know, that maybe the catalyst to that mistake, the car driving through the S's, you understeer. They're really sort of any sequence of corners is one through, and that's why it's a sequence, because one nicely leads into the other, and you need to make compromises. You need to nail each step of the way in order to have an overall, you know, I suppose, good run through the S's. So you've got to nail them, but let's see what these guys have got in store for the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, Adam Dalmont is on pole with Ross Fowler in second, Patrick Faulkner in third. Then you got Mikey Pollard, Ian Manners, Michael Seal, Adam McNally and Fraser Elfrick. That's the top 8 pros. Tom Woodcock in the AM sneaked into 9th for Mark Draper in 10th, Michael Lees in 11th and Carl Jacklett down in 12th place. Then you got Kev Eilert in 13th, John Brown in 14th, Victor Brown 15th, Stuart Gibbons 16th, Scott Malcolm 17th, Chris Barnes 18th, Jess Rakowski 19th, Tom Anderson 20th, Dan Lewis and Dec Crowther are your top 22 here. Well, the race is going to be underway. Who is going to be where, Mr. Sweeney? That's the job, isn't it? Is Adam Delmont going to take the victory, do we think?
Depends. Is he going to lead on to the last lap? In which case, no, probably not.
Back
Adam
up.
Things.
Mr. Sweeney, behave yourself, dear sir.
No. He'd probably agree with me.
No. Yes.
He would.
Well, he does. He did in the interview last week, to be fair, for the Clio. So, you know what I mean. All right, we're just waiting for Kev Aylett to get onto the grid, and then we're going to be up and running here once more. Thank you so much to everybody who's joined us. PSC, thank you very much. Richard Simnor, of course, as well. CRG, please look at your DMs in Discord. Lights are going to be coming on very, very shortly. There you go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are up and running here as well for race 1. 20 minutes racing here again at Watkins Glen at this short boot circuit. Adam Dalmont leads us away with Ross Fowler, Mikey Pollard and Paddy Faulkner side by side with Ian Manners there as well. Paddy takes a bit of a run off the side of the circuit. He is allowed space to come back on. Scott Malcolm in here in the mix in the arms with Stuart Gibbons, Chris Barnes, Jess Rakowski, Victor Brown behind them battling away. One here again, and some great fights going on, but this is it, the first run up that straight. Zach, who's going to be the lead into the bus stop?
Let's find out. I'd assume it's going to be Adam Delmont because they've already reached the brake marker zones. And, well, there he is. He's still ahead. Not a huge braking zone, so it's difficult to make a move, but can be done. Adam Delmont, of course, with a very good start, followed by Fowler, Pollard, Faulkner, Manners, all nicely tucked up together. All 22 cars through cleanly, and none of them separated by more than half a second.
Yeah, nobody's off the track at the moment. Nobody's had any incidents. Touch wood at the moment. You can see the gap is 8 seconds over the whole field. There they all are. There's a move down here with Kev Aylett. He's trying to squeeze past Michael Lease as well as they're going around the penultimate corner here. Are they going to make it through? Michael Lease is on the inside, Kev Aylett on the outside. It's Ham versus Pros, and then Mark Draper tucked up right behind him once more. He's got to try and squeeze through as Draper. He hasn't got a lot of room at the moment, but where is he going to go? There's an SRL Amber up front as well. Fraser Elphick under pressure from Carl Jacklett, the ever looming Jackalette at the moment, with Kev Aylett as well. God blimey, Mark Draper was very, very close to Kev Aylett there as well. Almost ended up in his, well there. That's where he practically ended up there, Zach.
In his back, yeah. Was close, thankfully not close enough to warrant any contact. Of course, you can see just how close these guys are. The absolute limit of what these cars can handle. They are up. Oh my goodness me, he's pushing him. There surely is no space there. I mean, they're on the absolute limit of what these cars can handle. Unfortunately, he's been able to now be attacked by John Brown. He's looking to go to the outside there. You can see also Dan Lewis trying to move his way forwards. Just everyone, everywhere it seems in these opening stages. And here we go. Let's see what it all settles down into on the run towards the next braking zone.
Yeah, there was lots of pushing there as well. Kev Aylett, Mark Draper got very, very close. John Brown got himself all out of shape. Tom Anderson. Oh, no. Tom Anderson had a moment here as well. There's Victor Brown. He's trying to avoid Jess Rakowski. Oh, into Dec Crowther. Oh, the Asda's got the Audi's got 2 bumpers there, one on the floor and one on the car. It's like a Velcro. Wrap it off and have another one. So,
did you just say the Asda?
Yeah, it's the Audi. I was thinking of supermarkets at the time.
You know what, James? I do probably 3 broadcasts a week with you, you know, as a good average, and you still amaze me each and every single time. Side by side here, by the way, we've got Ian Manners followed by Michael Searle and McNally fighting their way through this back straight towards the bus stop. They all settled themselves into single file, probably sensibly so, as we've still got plenty of time left in this race to see it develop. The last time we were at Watkins Glen, I can't exactly remember what we were doing, but we saw a lot of a similar mistake here. As you can see Kev Aylett doing, I think, exactly what the mistake that we saw most of is bottoming out over the curb, losing control of the car and finding yourself nearly in the barrier. It's a very easy mistake to do, especially when the tensions are this high.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Mark Draper here further up, of course. the man from Ireland. He's currently trying to get hold of Carl Jacklett, who is doing Carl Jacklett things here. Chris Barnes is on the back end of the Michael Lee Stuart Gibbons battle that's taking place with Kev Aylett in front of him here as well. This backpack having a great little fight. Tom Woodcock also scrapping it out in the SRL Ambulance. Fraser Elphick on the inside into turn 1. Oh, I thought Tom was coming across the nose of Elphick there. I thought it was good night Vienna. There's 2 cars wide on the outside there. There's Stuart Gibbons and Kev Aylett, both of them running wide. And unfortunately for Aylett, he's going backwards faster than he's going forwards at the minute here, Zach. And not a good look for him so far.
Definitely not. No, it does help to go forwards. Of course, in a race, you know, you want to finish as high as you can. Unfortunately for Aylett, that's not quite been the case. Still plenty of time though, still a lot of opportunity to recover. It is just going to be quite difficult for him. I have to say, Fraser Elphick not having the best of qualifying sessions nor the best of starts either. He's behind, of course, the 69 machine of Woodcock in 8th place, the AM leader as it stands as well. And would like to preferably get himself back in front of him and get after the rest of the pros, because of course with him being in his position in the championship, any points lost are a big no-no going forward.
Yep, he wants to try and avoid that one. John Brown battling away there. He's got Scott Malcolm in front of him with from the Performance Link Esports. Both of these guys in that Veloster, of course. Malcolm is sitting in the front with John Brown behind. AM versus pros. Is Brown going to be able to make it down into turn 1? He's not. Michael Lees and Chris Barnes also in the same position, and you got Kev Aylett and Dan Lewis behind him with Jess Rakowski, who's cutting, unfortunately having a little bit of an internet issue there, cutting in and out. She's got that inside line up through the S's at the moment as well. Is there going to be room for both of them? Well, we're going to find out here. One bit of contact and you're going in a barrier. Rakowski thinks better of it, goes once more, tries to get him on the straight. So does Ian Manners with Michael Seal behind him. Tom Woodcock side by side with Elphick. I'm not sure that would have been an ideal manoeuvre. Woodcock gets it all a little bit wrong. Now he's put himself under pressure. This is Woodcock's fight because he's got the looming Mr. Consistent of Carl Jacklett behind him. Now for Woodcock, he's put himself in a horrible position at the moment, is that, because he has got Jacklett right up behind him. And of course, this is a fight. This is a positional fight. This is a class fight. This is one that Woodcock cannot afford to back out of, and he's just got to try and go for it. But how Jacklett's driven this year, I'm finding it tough that Woodcock's going to be able to hold on.
Yeah, track position here, of course, is going to be vital. I think Woodcock, it's tough because a circuit like Watkins Glen, especially the outer loop, it is easier to defend at. Of course, there are places that with the slipstream you can just breeze past them, but in terms of heavy braking zones, Carl Jacklett, I think, is going to struggle to, get past. And of course, with Chris Barnes knocking on their doorstep just in behind, I mean, it is going to be quite difficult for, these guys to, battle in isolation as such. I mean, of course, it's going to be difficult for Jacklett to attack Woodcock without, being scared of being threatened from behind as such. You can see defensive goes Woodcock into the bus stop chicane. As long as he covers off that basis, it's going to be so difficult for Jacklett to go the long way round. He is going to give it a good go, though. Let's see what he can do. Gets the inside for the next part and straight lines the exit. I've eaten my words there. They emerge side by side and there's contact.
Oh, Jacklett! Is he going to be able to hold it up on the outside there? I think he did. He managed to hold it. He has lost some positions, but that was always going to be the case. That was always a jeopardy situation. Now Draper's having a go at Woodcock as well. Once more, Woodcock's going to head into the hands of Jacklett as he drops back as well. Jacklett's only got John Brown now to contend with, but Draper made it through on that one. Michael Lees and Carl Jacklett. Lees is going up the inside. He's in that Elantra. Jacklett's in the Veloster. He's also got Scott Malcolm. Another Ram. Malcolm in second place in the championship at the moment behind Carl Jacklett as they're going down into turn 1. They're almost 2 or 3 wide. Malcolm's going to go and send it on the inside. Is he going to be able to make it through? He is. Got Malcolm and Carl Jacklett. Jacklett's got to get his head in the game, isn't he? He's got to recover his composure, Zach, because he just seems like he got a bit flustered what happened with Woodcock, and he's lost 3 positions. He's got to get his head back, get his consistency back.
Yeah, get yourself back into the game, as you say. Just get composed, get your head down, and crack on with things. That's all you really can do. Side by side as well, Scott Malcolm, Carl Jacklett, fighting away into turn number 1. Also, they've got Stuart Gibbons for company. Chris Barnes not a million miles away either. This is all one big train, and probably the worst environment for you to actually actively try and get your composure back. You've fallen down a little bit, you've taken a couple steps backwards, and now you're surrounded by everyone who's trying to capitalize on that vulnerability, and you've just got to snap out of it, put everything behind you and focus on the present, hitting the next apex, getting the best line off the next corner, overtaking the next car. That's all you can think about. That's all you can afford to think about, because if you think about anything else, you're going to go even further back.
Yeah, you definitely are. For Jacklett, it's going to be tough. Manners and Faulkner running side by side into turn one. Manners makes it through. Faulkner goes back a position into fifth at the moment with Michael Seal tucked up right here. Once more trying to get involved in this battle. And there is the looking back from Faulkner's left shoulder. You can see Michael Seal right behind him here as well. Where is he in conjunction with Manners? That's going to be the question. Well, there he is. He's on our outside at the moment, Zach, as well. They're going to be running too wide, too deep almost, with McNally getting in on the mix with Michael Seal. Into the bus stop they go. They do single file it back out. Manners comes out on top. It is a 5-car pro battle at the moment with Fraser Elphick at the back end of this. There is some great racing going on, great battling happening, and it's all the way through the field. Adam Dalmont and Russ Fowler are even battling as they're up front by about 3 tenths.
See what these guys can do. Of course, we're now into the second half of this race, so time is ticking downwards, but a good fight for the lead. Adam Dalmont, I have to say, I mean, he's done a really good job of controlling the lead up until this point, but anyone that is, don't want to go back to offending him, but I'm going to. Anyone that's familiar with Adam Dalmont will know that this is exactly what he does. He controls the race from lap 1, but as the race starts to progress, his tyres start to go off, he pushes too hard, his mental fatigue gets to him, he starts to overthink. And Russell Fowler, if he knows that, and this is where experience and knowing your opponents can really benefit you, Russell Fowler, all he's got to do is put some pressure on, get inside his head, and wait for that breaking point. That's when he then capitalizes. That's when he effectively can, find his way through on an easier way of things, or he can start putting some more and more pressure on to maybe bring that breaking point sooner, or just to get a conventional overtake done. Either way, Adam Dalmont needs to find a way to stay composed and stay in the game all the way to the checker flag, because that's when the points are won. Yeah,
absolutely. Michael Lees and John Brown battling it out there as well. That's Carl Jacklett and Scott Malcolm behind us with Stuart Gibbons and Chris Barnes. That is an all-am fight behind these guys, and they're still scrapping it out. We've even got Dan Lewis, Kev Aylett and Jess Rukowski battling away. Chris Barnes there up the road. He's on the back of the Gibbons Jacklett Malcolm battle. Lees is in front with John Brown, and then we've got Adam McNally, new one into the series this evening, with Fraser Elphick behind him. So this could work out. 8 minutes to go here. They seem to be going around this circuit forever at the moment, but it's only been 12 minutes with 8 minutes left. Michael Lees probably the likely one to make the move out of the top 10 at the moment, or top 12, to have a go at John Brown on that run up through the S's, I think.
Yeah, that's probably going to be your best bet. Stay close out of turn 1, run your way through the S's, and try and get the move done as early as possible. There is a bit of a look to turn 2. He gets given the space, which is quite generous from John Brown, to be fair, but better safe than sorry. Holds the inside line as they run through the left, and there's not really much that Michael Lees can do in that particular endeavour. But that's what you have to do, is you just have to get the best run possible, slingshot, have a good couple car lengths distance coming out of turn 1, so much so that you can close it through the S's and get past on the straight. Have the inside line going into the bus stop, because, yeah, we saw Carl Jacklett nearly go around the outside of Woodcock, but that's not really the way that you want to go about things. That's always an unconventional way. Get the inside, take control, and take that position. That's always the best way to go about it. Benefit off the slipstream and use the tools you've got at hand.
Absolutely. Well, one man that is trying to use the tools is the championship leader for the pros at the moment, Fraser Elphick, climbing all over Adam McNally as well. McNally's trying to keep hold of Faulkner. Manners just trying to get hold of Pollard, and Fowler's are 3.5 seconds up the road. Dalmont's just gone and done the fastest lap of the race, 1:16.85, only closely matched by Fowler on a 1:16.82. This is Ian Manners now. This is how he's going to come and get him up through that S's. There is Manners there, tucked up right behind us as well, nose to tail, as we look over the left shoulder of Mikey Pollard. Here comes Manners once more. He's going to be able to go. Is he going to try and make the a move into this bus stop. He's climbing right all over the back of him. On the line he goes. He pulls out to the right-hand side. Two little Civics side by side here as well. Are they going to be side by side in the bus stop? They're not. They single-filed it again there, Zach. I think it's got to be almost side by side by side. And at one point, these guys were almost 3 wide further back as well. You've got to be dead side by side. I think you've almost got to be Carl Jacqueline side by side to make that work, I think.
Yeah, if you're a little bit ahead, you know, a little bit alongside on the outside, nah, it's not going to work. If you're halfway alongside going to the outside, it might work. Got to be lucky though, and chances are it probably will end in tears side by side as well. Michael Seal fighting away with Tom Woodcock. This is for overall position, but of course not for class position. Michael Seal gets himself ahead, and Woodcock retains the AM lead for now. But yeah, you know, it's always tough. It takes a lot of respect from both drivers. Does take 2 to tango in that regard. But look at this battle going on here. Hopefully there is going to be some great mutual respect shown here. Side by side into turn number 1. I have to say, fair play to Tom Woodcock. He's given it a good go.
Yeah, he ain't backing off his Woodcock. He's giving Seal a good old run for his money in that DCW car as well. I do love that bright yellow livery. Stands out absolutely amazing. So well done to Michael Seal in the DCW car there as well with Tom Woodcock. There's more action here going on. They're all running side by side. You can see as they're going whistling past the wall. And they're carrying some pace as well, aren't they, Zach? I think that's the thing. They're not going into that wall as if they're just trickling along. They are literally going into that wall and they're carrying so much pace. We'll keep an eye on them for the next run up and see just how far they actually hit that wall. But, you know, they are going. So Michael Seal runs a little bit wide. He's got to try and stay alongside Tom Woodcock. Woodcock's on the right hand side, Seal's on the left. Now they've swapped sides on the camera as they're coming towards us now in that penultimate corner. Still side by side. Are they going to be running side round the last corner as well? We've got an Audi and a Honda. Seal tries it. He's only going to get pushed out of the way by John Brown. Oh, Brown's gone round.
Oh, that's ugly.
Stay.
Don't move. Do not move.
JB, John Brown. Wow. Malcolm and Jacqueline are side by side as well. We'll have a look at JB's in a minute. But cool, blimey, Governor, that was some ferocious incident there, wasn't it?
It was indeed. And the fighting continues. I mean, the show must go on at the end of the day. Carl Jacqueline fighting away here with Scott Malcolm, who's trying to find his way past and up into what will be second place in the AM class. Carl Jacqueline, of course, wants to hang on to it for points in the championship. He's got the outside line. Is he going to do it again? He's going to give it a go. He is ahead. He reaches the second apex first, but the slingshot around the outside of the second part for Malcolm sees the Scotsman retain that 12th place overall. Well done. Have to give some, fair dues to Carl Jacqueline, though. He's kept his foot in, and to be fair now, has got a second run going through the other back straight.
Yeah, 2v2 there as well. We got Barnes and Gibbos behind that. Jacqueline and Malcolm as they're coming into this penultimate corner. You can see them running side by side. Are they? Oh, Cole! God, he got Malcolm and squeeze, and Malcolm's now gone off with Barnesy. They're still rubbing. Is Barnesy going to be able to hold it? He did hold it in pure Tokyo Drift style. Contact with Scott Malcolm, and now here comes Stuart Gibbons. He's taken up the opportunity and said, thank you very much, boys. I'll have some of that. Thank you, adios. Ian Manners with Paddy Faulkner. Here's that going up that back straight.
Yeah, these guys not giving an inch. I mean, respect to them for it. That's what we like to see. We've not got very long left to go in this race either, only a handful of laps left, so bring it on. This is where the tension starts to rise, the pressure starts to, boil over sometimes. There's a bit of a look to the inside, there's a bit of a look to the outside as well, all half-hearted, and nothing really can come about of it, apart from Fraser Elphick maybe sparking a move to the outside of the outer loop if he can. Adam McNally for now has got it covered, but what racing that we're seeing, the respect is there, but these guys are so incredibly close to the limit that it's astonishing. It's so respectable, and that's the only way you can really put it. There's the move for Fraser Elphick, the championship leader, of course, moving his way into 6th. But you have to give these guys credit, because the way that they're so close to the limit lap after lap and still not even a centimetre over it is fair play.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to have a look at what happened to JB, of course. We did see John Brown go hurtling into the barrier at full pace. I want to have a quick look at that one. Oh, he's already facing the opposite way there. I think that might have been the second one. Let's try and see. comes around this final corner. We've got Michael Seal in front of us, Michael Lease behind us. Oh. And then, oh, how did everybody avoid him on that one? But, Zach, if you could place fault, because, you know, why not? We're here. That's our job to place fault. Where would you go with that one? I would look at Brown coming over on Seal there.
I mean, yes, I can see that, but also, sort of John Brown is taking his own racing line as such, you know. That is Seal once again having a little bit of bad luck. He's reached the grass, but fair play for being able to hold it. I mean, it's tough. He's really not been he's not had a good day, let's put it that way. The last couple of laps have been quite rough for him. But John Brown, of course, he's just taking a race line. Seal goes wide. John Brown just takes, you know, his normal line that he would every other lap, and that is close. There's more contact. Fraser Elphick and Adam McNally running side by side. McNally now loses 3 places, 3 wide onto the final lap.
Yeah, we go. Delmont is looking like he's got this wrapped up here. This mid-pack is not finished. This Manners, Draper, Elphick, McNally fight is still going to rage on as we're on the final lap of the race. Expect this man here as well to go some over Adam McNally. We're going on to the bonnet of Mark Draper. We've got Ian Manners in that Honda right in front of us from JW Motorsport. Here we go now for Draper. Where's McNally? Where's Manners going to send him? He's going to send him on the outside. He comes over, gives him a squeeze. Oh, blimey. Oh, get through, get through. Oh, that was, oh, it was too close. Hold it, Mark. Wow. What race have we got going on here? And some Tokyo drifting. Awesome stuff.
In front wheel drive cars as well. Fair play to him. Adam Delmont, by the way, has only got a couple more corners left to go. Is he going to be able to hang on to this? I think he has.
I think he has here. Adam Delmont comes over the line with Russ Fowler in second. I'm going to go back to this McNally battle because it isn't over either. McNally now as well. We've got the run down to the line. Mark Draper, Fraser Elphick. Elphick's going to take that 6th place there as well. Great job from him. Woodcock's going to come over and take the AM win. So well done to Tom Woodcock. Great fight there with Carl Jacklett, and he did come out on top. So good job, and Gibbo takes 3rd place. And in the pros, it was Mikey Pollard grabbed 3rd place. So great job from Mikey there. Well done, dear sir, as well as we just wait for the last man to come over here as well. Looks like Manners picked up some damage looking at how he lost Faulkner. What a save. Yeah, that was mental, says Richard Simnell. It was good. Jess Rakowski's VR cut out, unfortunately. So that is why she unfortunately terminated herself. This would be Rakowski's VR just going kapoof. Yeah, she's not really sure where she is or what.
She stopped.
Oh!
I wouldn't advise stopping, but
black screen. Where is she supposed to go?
Forwards. She knows, right? She's driving. Yeah, I know, but she knows she's going into turn 1. She knows there's no one in front of her. Floor yourself into the barrier. Don't stop in the braking zone of turn 1.
Well, she wanted to, all right? Adam Delmont is your winner. Ross Fowler in second. Mikey Pollard third with Paddy Faulkner in fourth. Ian Manners fifth. Fraser Elphick sixth. Mark Draper seventh. Adam McNally and Michael Lease in ninth. Then you got Tom Woodcock winning the AMs with Carl Jacklett, Michael Seal and Stu Gibbo rounds out the final places. Chris Barnes, Scott Malcolm, Dan Lewis and Kev Eilert with Victor Brown. Then you got John Brown, Jess Rakowski and Deck Crowber, who finished a long way down there, did Deck once more. So yeah, we're in that 5-minute warm-up. I think that possibly was Kev Eilert there for Jess Rakowski as well. So yeah, I understand why she stopped, because she doesn't, there's no depth perception there. Once you start going black, you know, she didn't really have a lot of option, did she?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, yeah. I mean, there's no really, you know, going back from it either once you've once your screen's gone black, I suppose. For Rakowski, I mean, you can't exactly just, you know, very quickly turn it back on again, can you?
No.
I mean, it depends. I don't know, obviously, how VR works, 'cause I've never really used it as such. I'm guessing it doesn't play on your monitor as well as in your VR, because if that was the case, you could just lift your headset up and keep driving, but I doubt it is that simple. For Rakowski, I wouldn't have advised stopping
No.
because, again, as I say, you're driving, and before your screen goes blank, you know you're going into turn number 1, you know you've got a bit of a gap in front. Just go straight. I mean, if your VR goes off anyway, your race is ruined, right? There's no two ways about it. You can't just stop on the track and expect not to get hit. So at that point, it's not about self-preservation. It's about not ruining the races of those around you. Things happen, and you're still responsible for your car. If you're in real life and your car has a technical failure and your car's on fire, you're still responsible for getting that out of the way as soon as possible. So it's the same in sim racing as such. Even if it was on a lesser level, if something goes wrong, you are still responsible for your car in that incident. So if you stop on the track and someone goes into the back of you, you can't just say, "Oh, I couldn't see."
Well, no, that's exactly what she has done. She's come out and so sorry, whoever hit me, my VR died, despite being plugged in. She was literally blind.
She took responsibility for it.
Yeah, I know, but she's taken responsibility because she made a fateful error. Ideally, yes, I get what you're saying. Don't go stopping down into turn 1. But at the same time, if everything goes black, I'm guessing that there's not quite that ability to all of a sudden just stop. I don't know. But Kev Aylett said it was him, but he did make a place up. So I suppose that's an advantage, I guess. You know what I mean?
Positives.
Yeah, positive thinking for Kev Aylett there as well. We are going on to now the 30-minute race here. The 30-minute race. Don't forget, top 15 reverse. John O'Cook is nothing to do with the cable and being plugged in. As someone who uses VR, even when a bit plugged in, it disconnects. And then then Jess has got mad and said, "Who the hell makes a VR the headset that disconnects or dies after 2 hours?" Well, depends. I think whoever it is and whatever one it is, I think, isn't it? Because I'm pretty sure if I got a VR headset from B&M, it would probably not last as long as the one if I got it from.
Don't diss B&M.
I'm not dissing B&M. My wife absolutely adores B&M. Don't go
my
there.
For 90 quid.
Yes.
The other day.
Yes. We can go into B&M. I get the fateful message. I just got to pop to B&M and get some cleaning bits. An hour and a half later, and £125. Or actually, we went there in the summer. She said, "I've just popped to B&M." And I said, "All right, darling. Next thing you know, I come out there with a garden furniture set." How does that work? And we're really going in there for cleaning goods.
The brilliant thing as well is that you let the missus go out with your card or whatever, and you just every hour or so you check your bank account and you can just see the number going down and down and down.
Yeah.
And you know exactly what is going on. You think, "Oh, good."
Yeah, they've gone full spend. Home Bargains is better, says Handsome Shoe. Well, I've been there as well. It's a bit of a toss up between the two, to be honest. My missus got so happy in where I am in Somerset. They were going to put Home Bargains down on the little trading estate that we've got down there. Jesus Christ. So should have seen her eyes lit up. But the good side for me is at least I don't have to go now because she can walk herself down the road. So, you know what I mean? So ebbs and flows. That's the way I see it. We are going into that 30-minute race now, guys, as well. So, ideal. P&Ms and Home Bargains. I'm sure there are other hardware stores available. But here is the grid for race 2. Scott Malcolm will be on pole with Chris Barnes and Stuart Gibbons. And all 1, 2, 3. Michael Seal in 4th. Carl Jacklett 5th with Tom Woodcock. Michael Leese in 7th. Anna McNally 8th. Mark Draper 9th. Fraser Elphick 10th. Ian Manners 11th. And Paddy Faulkner down in 12th. Mikey Pollard, Russ Fowler and Adam Dalmont. That's your top 15 with Dan Lewis, Kev Aylett, Victor Brown, John Brown, Jess Rakowski, Dec Cravat and Tom Anderson rounding out the last cars on the grid. 30 minutes to go now on what plans to be an epic 30-minute race. Let's see if we can have that same racing we had in race 1 there, Zach, because let's face it, that was quite epic.
Definitely was. Let's see if we can have more of the same, if not better. Here for race 2, 30 minutes on the clock. Scott Malcolm on pole. Bring it on.
Here we go, lights are on, 5 lights up and running, and now it's green, green, green. Scott Malcolm has made that breakaway right at the beginning. It looked like Tom Woodcock has had a very bad start and did not actually go anywhere. There's also contact with Stuart Gibbons. He's gone round at the beginning. What has gone on? There's a JAA sideways. Tom Woodcock once more. Now we've got Kev Aylett in there with Dan Lewis and Victor Brown. John Brown battling his way here as well. But this group of cars running too wide here. I don't recommend this. I don't recommend it. Kev Aylett did try and find the barrier there, and now it's all going to be up and running once more as the guys are coming down that straightaway. And Zach, that start looked a little bit dodgy. We'll have a look at that, but you can see here with Pollard, Fowler and Delmont as they're coming into the bus stop.
They are. No changes though. They all settle themselves into single file, which is probably the better option, I suppose. Yeah, definitely not the way you want to be running, going your way through the bus stop side by side, especially in the opening laps, is always asking for trouble. There is a little bit of a look. You can see John Brown trying to pick his way through. He gets the move done on Kev Aylett, or at least pulls himself alongside momentarily. And that's the way you've got to be, especially on such a momentum-based track. Each corner is a hop, skip, and a jump. If you mess up one, takes you a long time to get yourself back into the rhythm, and that is when the drivers behind can really capitalize. And if you are that driver behind, nail each corner, because then you can have that momentum, you can have that swing. And Scott Malcolm is into the pit lane.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he jumped the start.
Maybe.
I'm wondering if he jumped the start there, did Scott Malcolm. We're going to have a look back at the start now as well with Stuart Gibbons, because I want to find out how he ended up doing that. Let's try and find Stu Gibbons going backwards. Oh, I think we're just going to go and green flag that, I think, from the beginning. So here we go. The start's like, whoa, Michael Seal. Somewhat weird there. Let's have a look. Did Scott Malcolm? Yes, he did. That's how he got away. He made a jump start, and now for Malcolm, he's got all excited and has fortunately dropped himself all the way down the order. Adam McNally fighting it out here with Ian Manners. Michael Sill is in front of us. I'm not too sure what the situation was on the start. It looked like Seeley come over and unfortunately collected Gibbo there and put Gibbo in the wall. So unfortunately, we'll see if Gibbo can fight his way back through. He is a little bit far back, chasing down with Scott Malcolm, but it's mid-pack battle here, Zach. Not stopping, they are still going at it.
Yeah, of course, the show must go on. These guys still racing, still points to be gained, still places to be made. So still, yeah, the majority of this race left to go. Still plenty of opportunity for you to make those places up. A couple of people going side by side into turn number 1. It's a fairly easy affair if you've got that inside line locked down. And, well, as you can see there, Adam Delmont slowly but surely picking his way through the carnage, already up 6 places, and, well, plenty more lined up in the mix, as that is carnage. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars, and oh my goodness me, that is what happens when you have so many cars in such a little space.
Yeah, Adam McNally there as well. Get it out the way, Tom. Oh, Tom. That was just coming, though, I think. That's the problem. You can see them here. And it was just kind of coming. He come over, and there you go. How everybody else made this. Watch this. Adam Delmont gets it through as well. There's a hard on the brakes from one of the AI guys. And these 4 did an absolutely stellar job making that then. Bar Mark Draper, who just had a little bit of a wall rub on the outside. Not a bad diversion from them guys, to be fair. That could have been a 5-car pile-up.
Could well have been. Thankfully, it wasn't quite that, but yeah, again, that's what I talk about in terms of sort of reaction times and things. Really well done from those who were able to find their way through, because, you know, it's difficult as a driver. You just have to commit. You just have to go with the first thing your brain tells you, and if that's left, then that's that. If that's right, you just have to trust it. You ain't got time to question your brain's decisions. You just have to instinct, turn, go. If the right decision in the end, it's the right decision in the end. If it's not, well, then you'll, you know, meet your fate and meet your demise very quickly. But sometimes you do get it right. Sometimes you can reap the reward, and then when you've got the whole straight to relive it, breathe, and then get yourself right back into the zone.
Yeah, Adam McNally's out, unfortunately, as well. After that incident, his car did look completely and utterly wrecked. Michael Sill in that Audi. He's chasing down Chris Barnes with Carl Jacklett leading the field at the moment. Carl is the overall leader of the whole field, and Am is leading the whole field. What can Michael Sill do? What can Michael Lease do? Can either of these put Barnesy under pressure? Sill's going up the inside. Barnesy says, nope, not having none of that, mate. You crack on, and then I'm going to get out of your way, and I'm going to allow you to go through as well. And he does, and he manages to hold on it as well. Probably smart right driving. Let them two go and have a go at Jacklett. Bring Jacklett back into you and have done with it.
Yeah, basically, just, you know, work, not necessarily work with those around you, but work with those around you as such. You know, that's the best way to win races, is by, you know, exploiting those around you, using them for your own benefit. And if, you know, you're trying to get away from a battle, you're going to be hoping that they, you know, fight amongst each other and don't cooperate. And if you're trying to catch a battle, work with the people around you, close that gap, work with each other's slipstream. With such a big precedence here at Watkins Glen, use that. Even if they're not necessarily teammates, even if you're championship rivals, if there's mutual gain to be had, go and get that mutual gain. If you're fighting for fourth, why fight for fourth if, you know, the fight for, oh, well, if you're in fifth, I suppose, and the fight for the podium amongst four cars is only 3.5 seconds away, work with those around you. Use the slipstream, like cycling as such, you know, where where one person, you know, pushes their way through, then they swap and they swap. That's how to work together. That's how to close gaps at, you know, slipstream-orientated circuits like Watkins Glen. And, well, hopefully these guys get the picture, but it seems with the racing that we're getting, they don't seem to.
Crowther and John Brown now. Brown's going up the inside. Great job. Crowther gets that Elantra all a little bit loose. We've got Victor Brown in the Audi as well behind him currently, trying to keep on to this group. Then we've got Mike Pollard. He's trying to battle away at the moment, trying to get onto the back end of Russ Fowler. He's got his teammate Paddy Faulkner behind him. This front four are not leaving each other alone at the moment. I think Michael Sill's trying to get through on Carl Jacklett to be able to put in between him and Michael Lease. I think that's the important thing for Sill. He needs to put a car there, put a spanner in the works for Michael Lease to work with. We know Jacklett's going to roll over. He's not going to put himself in any danger here. And there he goes. He brakes very early, allows Seeley to take the line and then slots in behind him. And now he's going to do the same with Michael Lease. The thing is, he's now got Barnesy right behind him, and that slow entry and exit there for Carl Jacklett has put him right in the grips of Chris Barnes. So can Barnes get him as well as they go running around the second to last corner?
Indeed so. Oh, Jacklett, it's insane the sort of the pace that he's had, and it is still showcasing. I mean, he's up there second, as we said sort of before qualifying. I mean, he's mixing up with some of the big names in the pros, and he's continuing to do that. There's a huge send from Mikel Lease, though. What a move if he's able to pull that off. Jacklett gives him the space. It's a drag race now towards turn number one. Chris Barnes in the mix as well, another AM driver who is mightily impressive. Is he going to make it 3 wide, or is he going to pry his way through using Mikel Lease on the inside? No, he's not. He's not actually really able to make much progress on either car. The up and under, though, from Carl Jacklett could see him back alongside. I have to say for Mikel Lease, though, it's going to be difficult to keep that place with a slipstream with this back straight.
Yeah, it is at the moment. You can see Dalmont's on his lights there. That is a back marker in front of him. That's one of the JAAs. That is Tom, I believe that might be Tom Woodcock in the Honda. But you can see this nose-to-tail battle with Jacklett, Lease, and also Barnes as they go into the bus stop. Jacklett's got a little bit out of shape. Is it going to cost him on the exit? It might do here as well. Dalmont's on the lights, thrashing frantically behind him there as well. He's trying to get that car out of the way. Now he's on the march now is Adam Dalmont. He did clear that car of Tom Woodcock, and now he's going after this battle in the AMs with Barnes, Jacklett and Michael Lease. You can see action further back as well. I think that Deck Crowther is in the mix here with Victor Brown, Dan Lewis and John Brown. They're all fighting out this 4 once more. So a nice little couple of pockets of battles developing, and we've still got 20 minutes remaining.
We do. Which is plenty of racing. That's the entirety of race 1, so bring it on. Approaching half distance, of course, by the time we get to 15, but effectively what we get is what we're going to get, about 26-ish laps, maybe, you know, give or take one or two either way. There's still a lot of laps left to go in this race. We've only ticked off. We're now on to the, we've completed 7 laps. We're now on to the 8th, so, you know, plenty more between now and the checker flag. Hopefully we've got some carnage, chaos, excitement along the way, and well, these guys definitely not disappointing in that regard. Michael Seal though, these guys have got to be careful not to let them get away. Mikael Lees has to stay in that slipstream, because around a circle like Watkins Glen, if you let them get away, they're staying away.
I think that's the thing. Barnsley's got out the way. That's released Dalmont. So Dalmont has now got moved up even more positions. He's up 11 places at the moment. It's for Adam Dalmont. So he's doing a great job for Chris Barnes. Just stick with him. Let him pull you into Carl Jacqueline. Let you get through. 19 minutes on the clock. And now it's Dalmont. Basically, can Dalmont take the win? We don't know from this far.
I mean,
don't underestimate him, Zach. I know you dig him for losing leads on final laps and second to last laps, but I wouldn't underestimate him in a TCR.
He can gain on the last lap.
Well,
no, absolutely not. I don't. He's a mighty front-wheel drive car driver, and you know I don't have that against him. I don't have anything against him. I really respect him as a driver. I think he's amazing.
You just give him
and that
grief.
is probably why I'm so tough on him. Yeah, I give him grief. You know, it's tough love. He's phenomenal. He just needs to, you know, sand down the edges a little bit, make him nice and smooth. He could win this race. He might well win this race for Adam Dalmont. I would not be surprised if he does. He just has to start now. He's got just under 20 minutes left to go. Plenty of time. Take your time. Stay composed. Don't rush. Don't panic. Don't, you know, go for moves in haste, because you don't need to. Sit back. Wait for that clear, high percentage chance opportunity to find your way past Carl Jacqueline, then set your sights on Mikael Lees. Then if they continue to battle up in front, then you can capitalise and go for the win. You know, I know it's easy as that. It's easy as me saying it, right? No, it's not. It's far from it. But you just have to take this race, you know, I don't want to, you know, sound like Dom Toretto, but just take it a quarter mile at a time. Take it a lap at a time. Take it a minute at a time, if you will. Just slowly but surely baby step your way through the process, and you might well be able to come out on top.
Yeah, Crowther and Brown are literally nose to tail here. This is an epic battle going on down the further back of the field. This is down in 10th, 11th and 12th, sorry. Brown's going to short. Ooh, I thought he was going to look up the inside of Crowther there. We're going to see that looming, very looming Audi. He's going to come into our picture. There it is. It's now going to sit once more right up behind him here as well. There's going to be a slight little bit of contact for Brown. He's got that aggressive teeth mark. Now he's going to look, surely he's got to be looking at pulling out here as well. Here we go. Victor Brown's got to have a go. You've got a pace. You've got the speed. There he goes from Brown. Let's see if they can make it through the bus stop side by side. Brown backs out. Zach, he didn't quite have the canales to stick him and try and run it there. He had the massive overspeed, but he just didn't quite pick him up and stick him in his pocket and go for it.
Canales, right, okay. James Parfitt 2023, ladies and gentlemen. Fair enough, yeah. Cool. He didn't quite have big enough canales to fight his way past, which, you know, some people don't. It is a tough corner that does demand quite a lot of those in order to get moves done. He sat back, and you know, if you're not sure, if you're not confident, then don't go for it. Why chance it? If you're not confident, just sit back, wait for a clear, high percentage chance opportunity to then be able to do it. If not, you're just going to throw it away for what? You know, all of that effort you've put into this race for a 30% chance that you get the moves done, that you could make the next lap, where it could be a 70 or an 80% chance that you get the move done. There's time.
I know.
Don't throw it away too quickly.
I know. Dalmont's giving Lees a pile of grief here as well. He's not going to make it through this time. Jess Rakowski's in YouTube chat. Don't flash him! Michael Lees, behave yourself. Flashing is with a trench coat in a park. Behave yourself, young sir. You want to get past him on track. Don't be flashing your lights. That drives me crazy, Mr. Sweeney. I'm not going to lie. Now Michael Sills said, well, you can flash me your lights as much as you want, but I'm still going to come back at you. Leave me room on that inside. I'm coming through with my bright yellow lemon-coloured car. And for Michael Sill, he's not giving it up as he goes around this final corner. Dalmont's going to get himself in the mix as well here as well. Michael Sill, Mikael Lees is going to go. They're going to go 3 wide. Here comes Dalmont. He's going to try it as well down into turn 1. Is he going to have it here as well? He's not. Lees is going to hold on. Seal's going to have the run. Delmont's going to push him along. Oh, he's going to pick. Oh, is he going to pick? Who's he going to pick? It's a 50-50 chance. He's going to pick Sealy or Lease here. Up through the S's they go here, Zach. And what's racing we've got going on at the front?
Delmont's going for the lead here. He's got to. I mean, this is a golden opportunity to do so. He's already picked his way into second. Beautifully done. Now with the slipstream, can he mount a challenge for the lead? He's got to be careful to choose which way to go. We've got 4 cars nose to tail for the lead. With still 15 minutes of this race left to go. Adam Delmont goes for the move for the lead. And off the road goes the race leader. Michael Seal rejoins just ahead of Adam Delmont. Mikel Lees, Carl Jackal at the top 4 now. You've got Russell Fowler joining the mix side by side. Around the outside goes Mikel Lees on Adam Delmont. He's trying his best to hang on, but Delmont stays ahead for now and is still mounting a challenge for the lead.
Yeah, there was contact. There was contact between Delmont and Seal. I'm wondering if Seal's trying to get an off-track off. Must have had a slowdown there as well, Michael Seal. Delmont takes the lead. Here comes Michael Lees as well. He's on the line, flashing as well. You can't argue, mate. If you've got to slow down, get out of the way. But you're just going to have to go with it. Delmont's got the lead. Now we've got all of these cars at the same time. There's 4 of them scrapping out. Barnsley's in there. Jacqueline's in there. The 2 AMs are like, get out the way. Leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with this. This Carl Jacqueline's trying to play his friendly game that he has. We've got Sealy and Lee side by side. Delmont's opened up a second at the moment here as well. Is he going to be able to make it through? Seal's got to be running up in that DCW Audi. Here comes also Russ Fowler. The battle's commencing, Zach, and we've still got 13 minutes remaining.
Well, yeah, 13 minutes more of this, hopefully. I mean, bring it on. Adam Delmont putting himself in good stead going forward. All he's got to do is hang on to it. We've got 2 deep, multiple rows going forwards into the bus stop chicane. And there we go. The ups and unders and twists and turns and this ways, that ways, forwards and back for all of these drivers. There you can see side by side. Mikel Lees, Michael Seal running side by side. Seal not quite able to have the legs the long way around. 3 wide going through the outer loop. Fair play behind. Who's going to be the one to benefit most of it? You know, now flying formation, 2 rows of 2 into the penultimate corner. There you can see Chris Barnes just able to hang on as Mikey Pollard tries to send one to the outside.
More importantly, look at where Jacqueline is. He's down the bottom there. He's behind Barnesy now. Not only did he get bullied out by doing his driving, he also lost it to Barnesy, and he could end up losing it as well here. So for Carl Jacqueline, he's got to be careful. That is Tom Woodcock behind him, and obviously Woodcock's a lap down. You can see Barnesy's just about to get a scent from Mikey Pollard. Blimey, Pollard. He come from a long way back there. That's almost coming on FedEx and not actually in the Royal Mail. It's come that far. Delmont's opened up 1.7 seconds. Mikel Lees is under pressure once more from Michael Seal, who's got Russ Fowler for company. Here we go. The battle is still looming here. We've still got 2 groups of 3 with Adam Delmont making a run at the front.
He very much is. He's now built that gap to 2 seconds, and this is probably part of the reason why these guys fighting so hard in behind, and that was close. That was probably the closest you are going to be able to get without a huge catastrophe going on. Mikey Pollard just in behind, fighting away with Chris Barnes, Paddy Faulkner, Carl Jacqueline still in the mix as well, still fighting themselves through. It's just, these guys are just, I don't know why they want to fight so hard. I'm not complaining that they do, but these guys are leaving absolutely nothing on the table.
I don't want them to. I don't want them to. This is why we advocate for what we do. This is what we love. This is what we have. We have the AMs making it as hard as possible for the pros to get through. Yeah, Barnes and Jacqueline aren't being stupid about it. You know, they're leaving gaps. If they're going to come on the inside and they know they're coming, they're leaving the gaps, right? They're doing what they need to be doing. But this is what we have on this racing. If you're not racing in this league, get yourselves involved in the JPB Discord. Link is down in the description below. Clio's GT4s have been announced already. TCRs will be announced over the next week. I've got quite a busy weekend, so I will try as best I can to try and get something to you by the end of next week. Faulkner and Barnes and Jacqueline, it depends on where I'm going to take them on tour next year. Where are we going to end up? At what part of the world? Jacqueline's settled in behind Barnesy as well now. Here we go once more. It's back with the Barnes-Jacqueline battle, and also Paddy Faulkner in there once more. Paddy redeemed. He come in to chat the other day in the interview on the GT4s and did say to everybody, you know, look, that's how I can drive. We obviously know that Paddy has get himself caught up in some little tat-tat-tats. Get off the lights, Russell Fowler. Knock it off there, sir. Have a go on the track. Get past him on the circuit here. If you want to have a go, get past it. It's pro versus pro. No, not like... Go on, silly. have some of that, mate. Oh, no. Oh.
Or don't. Or save it and go into the pit lane. I mean, fair play, as you do.
Whether or not that was on purpose, I have no idea. But God blimey, that was special.
Points for style. Points for style. Fair play to him.
Yeah.
To be fair, the initial spin, I just looked at it and I was just like, that's happening. He's doing it. He's held it. Fair enough. And then he must have tapped the wall on the exit or something, because then he somehow ended up in the pit lane. But we won't look at that. To be fair, even going into the pit lane is better than smacking into the barrier, which I thought he was going to do. I thought he was just going to come to a very abrupt stop by the time he hit the little water barrels that separate the track from the pit lane. But thankfully that wasn't the case. Either way, not ideal, but Michael Seal, he's into the pit lane. He's actually stopped in his box as well, which tells me he's probably not going to be returning out onto the circuit again. But, you know, fair play. Like, the car control that you have to do that is insane. It is a shame, of course, that the second bit happened, but, you know, quick hands, quick thinking, and in these front-wheel drive cars as well, that's even more impressive to hold a four-wheel slide that long.
Yeah, absolutely there as well. Welcome in, Stu Rice. Thank you so much as well. As we were talking about earlier, Rakowski did say, I know it wasn't ideal to stop in turn one. She thought she was out the way, which is what I said. I think she thought she was out the way, but all depth perception just gets out the way. Stu Rice there, flashing us with a trench coat in a park, says James Parfitt 2023. Well, yeah, we can put it on a T-shirt. Not quite sure where we would put it and how we wouldn't make it look a little bit weird, but you know, I'm not saying we can't have a look and see what we can do, but it's yeah, action-packed all the way, and it's still going now as we've got Barnesy and Jacqueline fighting it out as well.
We do. They've ran their way side by side for quite some time. Now you can see Jacqueline on the right, Barnes on the left. He has got the measure, his Jacqueline, and does stay ahead in 6th place. Still not a bad race, of course. This is the fight for the AM lead, and Jacqueline is going to want to hang on to that. But when they're surrounded by pros in front, it is difficult to keep this, you know, battle in isolation. Jacqueline, if I was him, I'd be getting after Paddy Faulkner, because, yeah, sure, putting some pressure on Faulkner could invite Chris Barnes to maybe have a look. But if he gets through on Faulkner, if he gets integrated into that pro fight, he's going to have cars between him and his rival, which is vital pieces of ammunition in terms of a defense in keeping that AM lead, because, you know, it's going to be more difficult for Chris Barnes to actually put some pressure on Jacqueline. So get a move on, mate. Get after him. Get you some places gained.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I do fully agree. I'd like to point out as well, the top 3 have moved up a combined 30 places. Delmont up 14, Lease up 5, and Fowler up 11. And then you could even go to Mikey Pollard, who's up 9. That's 39 places. And Faulkner up 7. That's 46 places gained between the top 5 here. And that you may sit back and go, well, how's that possible, James, in a field of 22? Well, every driver's passed a driver, right? As you can see, 2 wide with Fowler and Lease now going into the bus stop. That's not going to happen. Surely Fowler's not that crazy. No, he's not. Good job. No, he's not going to do that. But at the end of the day, some great gains here from all of these guys, I think, Zach, and amazing racing we've seen so far in these 2 races.
Yeah, I completely agree. Track limits just being completely ignored on the exit, the outer loop. I don't know if they're allowed to do that. I don't know if you can get away with it.
I don't know where that track limit lies on that one. Partly because that would be coming up into what is effectively after the hill. So you're going into turn 9. So I don't know where the limit lies on that left-hand side. I know down into toe, down into, where are we? Shoot, that they've released a limit on that. And toe's got a little bit of a limit. And heel has also got a limit as well. Hill's a little bit more runoff. It's turn 1 that they tightened up, if I'm not mistaken, and made turn 1 a little bit more off-tracky. But I don't think they've done that with the other sets of corners. So it's something that maybe somebody in YouTube chat might be able to answer here. But Lease and now going side by side with Fowler. They're leaning on each other. Lease ain't going to give it up, mate. You've got to really get them up, pick them up and shove them in your pocket and get on with it if you're going to have a go at Michael Lease. He will battle away. There will be elbows out. He will put his American football hat on and literally just go full bore at you if you do not bully him to the way of where he gives you his lunch money. That's the problem for Russ Fowler here that he has got to literally just bully Michael Leese and bully him and bully him and bully him, because Michael Leese ain't a dash-hound, mate. He ain't going to roll over and go tickle my belly. You know, if you're going to put Michael Leese as a dog, he's going to be a Siberian Husky. He's going to be big and growly. You know, so Fowler's got to do a bit more than what he did there. He can't put his foot around him. He's got to just try and put it on that inside and make sure he stays there regardless of what the consequences, because Leese ain't going to give it up, mate.
Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. James Parfitt 2023 supports bullying and encourages it. And
how did you get that from that?
I quote, he needs to bully him.
Yeah, but not go and bully him as in pick on him. I mean, bully him on
No, you said it now, mate. It's
you
online.
are literally twisting words, Mr. Sweeney. That could get out and I'll be in deep trouble.
I'm in media, mate.
Yeah,
I'm in media.
Yeah, well, stop twisting it. You ain't the BBC, mate. You know what I mean? Let's go with the proof and not what they just make up. Come on, son.
She called out there. BBC and JPB are not happening.
Give over. The BBC. Well, the BBC. Let's just face it. You know what I mean? If you can translate it into the adult terms of what BBC means, that's probably what they all are. But Russ Fowler now going at it with Michael Leese round that second to last corner, coming round the final corner now as well. Leese is hugging that inside line. Fowler's going to get a run on you, son. He's going to... Oh, Leese is... Oh! Leese is in the pits. Now we've got a free wide situation further back as well. Now Barnesy's going it again. Barnesy's got past Jacqueline once more. He's side by side. Chris. Oh, he's lost it. Oh, all that hard work past Carl Jacqueline, and he lost it again on the following corner.
I love how more passionate you become, the more teenage boy you go as well. Just the higher and higher. It's almost like you've got like a little helium balloon next to you, and the more excited you get, you just inhale a bit more of it.
Is that not what we're here for? Is that not what our job is? Is this not why people pay us to do this job?
No, it's true. Passion.
Yeah.
More passion, more energy, more footwork. That is what I like to see from these guys.
I've seen that on a video on TikTok with a little dog bouncing around. More passion, more energy, more footwork.
Professionals. We are professionals.
Hey, I like to think we're passionate professionals. 2 minutes 56 on the clock. Oh, dearie me. That one's going to come over the line. We're going to get another 2 laps of action here as well. And yeah, you are right. But isn't this literally why we're here? Isn't this literally we do what we do, though, Zach Sweeney, because of the great racing that we've got now?
Yeah, very much is, I have to say. And yeah, you know, there are times where, you know, being all serious, there's a time and a place for everything, all right? It's all about balance, you know. It's the way it is. Like, if you walk up a flight of stairs, you deserve to eat a whole cake. It balances things out, you know. It's the same in commentary, and when it comes to banter and seriousness, I think we walk the tightrope very nicely. These guys as well are walking a very tightrope in terms of how much they're pushing the limits of how many cars you could fit side by side at Watkins Glen in some of the most precarious and tightly twisty places that you possibly can. Have to say, these guys would make pretty good contortionists in the way that they're finagling their way around in these touring cars. But as it stands, yeah, it's Mikey Pollard from Faulkner, Fowler, Jacqueline, Barnes all in the mix. There is side by side. Barnes thinking of going to the outside, but not quite close enough.
No, he tried to run that high, wide line to get the cut back on Jacqueline. It didn't quite work out for Barnesy there, unfortunately, and Chris Barnes is going to have to go again at Carl Jacqueline once more. He needs these guys to carry on fighting to bring Jacqueline into play for him, because when Jacqueline's in the mix with these three, Barnesy's like almost like he's able to pickpocket him. You know what I mean? And now we've got Michael Leese and Mark Draper coming out here as well. As both of these guys, what has happened to Draper actually? We haven't really seen much of him in race 2. Did he have a little bit of a shocking beginning or something there? We didn't really see what happened to Mark Draper, unfortunately.
He rejoined the circuit quite suddenly. I thought it was going to be that.
Yeah, no.
Wasn't.
Is this
still good?
This is Ian Manners having his own little moment. Earlier on.
Out of curb, I bet.
Yeah,
one. There you go. You score it. Switch.
Man, he goes. Boom.
Boink.
Oh! That was
off. Well held.
Yeah. I think that was Fraser Elphick in the SRL Amber there as well. So, yeah, great job from him on that. Actually, that would be very interesting to look at from Fraser Elphick's car, if I can find him quick enough. I'm going to have to go do a little bit of... was it Fraser Elphick? Must have been. Yeah, it was. Let's have a look on Paul from Fraser Elphick. We've still got about a lap to go here, guys. Don't panic too much. I'm not going to miss the end. He goes through. There he is. He gets all that... oh, no, that's Manners. Where's Elphick? Here he comes. Elphick's a long way back at the moment, though. I'm sure it was Fraser Elphick. Who else is in an SRL Amber here? Nobody. So maybe Manners has just done that. And was it an Amber or was it down? No, it was. No, that wasn't the one, was it? I think that might have been Delmont, you know. I'm wondering if that was Delmont in the... yeah, it might have been. Because Manners is up front of us here. So this is what Delmont did. Trying to get past what happened to Ian Manners. There goes Manners there. Here comes... whoa! Adam Delmont, that could have been race ending there, dear sir, as he's going to come round here for the final corner, for the final lap. He's on his way round outer loop. These guys, whoa! Mikey Pollard! God, he went on the defense late there, Zach. That could have almost been chaos.
Well, almost have been, and that's why you've got to be quite predictable, quite, you know, early with your moves. Give them plenty of notice so that, you know, they're not too surprised when you suddenly come across them. We have been told you can use all of that grey stuff, which, you know, typical NASCAR ideology. If it's grey, it is okay. And these guys using that rule in full effect here at Watkins Glen, but here he comes.
Yeah, Delmont's going to come over the line there as well. Richard Simnar's giving us a little bit of grief in YouTube chat. Why are you watching this? It's the last lap. We know. We know, Richard. Oh, blimey. Chill out, Beans. Pollard, Faulkner comes over the line with Fowler. Carl Jacqueline takes the win with Barnsey. Everybody's, these front lot are going to come over quite quickly. Victor Brown, Dan Lewis there as well. And then we're going to have the last man on the circuit is going to be in 16th place, which is going to be Michael Leese there. So we'll wait for Leese to follow as Pollard got second, Faulkner got third. Great racing for Pollard. 2 podiums tonight as well. Maybe we can have a chat with Mikey here as well. Richard, chuck him up into the waiting room. We'll have a chat with Mikey Pollard and see how he got on once more. I do love it when people in YouTube chat are like, come on, this is the last lap. We know. That's why we do what we do. Yes. That's why we do what we do, Richard Simnar. We were aware of this. Don't you panic, Mr. Mannering. Oh, blimey. Some people. I don't know. There we go. Here comes Michael Leese. Well, I guess...
That was James that said that, by the way. I had no part in that.
Yeah, that was me. He knows. He knows. You know what I mean? I don't know. Never happy, are they? Never happy. Here we go. Here are the results from race 2. There. Why is that logo all of a sudden done that? That's very bizarre. Adam Delmont is your winner with Mikey Pollard in second, Paddy Faulkner in third, and then Russell Fowler in fourth. You got Carl Jacklett, Chris Barnes rounds out the 1-2 in the podium with John Brown in seventh. Victor Brown takes third place in the podiums there as well. Dan Lewis in ninth, Deck Crowther 10th, Scott Malcolm 11th, and Stuart Gibbons in 12th with Fraser Elphick, Tom Anderson, Kev Aylett, Michael Leese, and Tom Woodcock there as well. And then Ian Manners, Mark Draper, and Michael Sill with Adam McNally. These backstreet, I know, can you imagine going on a long journey with Richard Simnar in the back of your car? It would just... don't even know what's going on. He'd be talking in your ear roll, telling you what lane to have and telling you where to drive. That could be horrendous.
Well, I'll just tell him there's a reason he's in the back seat and keep driving.
Exactly. I agree. And he doesn't even drive TCRs. Oh, blimey. Right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll have a chat with one Mr. Carl Jacklett here as well. If my replay screen wants to behave itself, that would be ideal. As we'll pick up on Carl and see how he got on. He is waiting in the interview booth, of course. Carl here, 2 podiums this evening, 1 second place, 1 third place, was leading the feature for quite a while. Almost, and then he got swamped by the 4 pros in front, but he still managed to bring it home as the winner of the AMS. He had a battle with Barnesy. That's one of the lifetimes it will go down in history. Let's see how he feels about it here as well, and bring Kyle Jacklett into the booth. Kyle, how are you, sir?
I'm very good. Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was a good night. No, I wasn't really fighting with the pros. I enjoyed the run I did have, and then it was time to let it go and concentrate on the finish I needed.
Yeah, definitely there as well. 2 podiums out of 2, keeping you up in the championship. Should be an interesting run-in as we come into that second half of the season.
Yeah. If it keeps going the way it is, there won't be a problem. And I can see next season I'll have to be battling with the pros rather than letting them go.
Well, only if you win it. Don't count your chickens just yet, Mr. Jacklett. Well, we might even promote the top 3. You never know. So who knows what I'm going to do this season here as well. You're mixing it up, though, and I think that's absolutely amazing. And now we are going on to Virginia North Circuit, Carl. How do you feel about that one? Virginia's quite a tough circuit at times.
I don't actually remember what it looks like, to be honest. I'm going to have a look.
Yeah, you bet. I'm going to check that one out, mate. I've been going into next week as well. Probably a good idea,
Yeah.
Carl. Get yourself in a practice session. That might help you as well. But
Yeah, it might help.
Yeah, it might help. But look, a stunning evening of racing there, buddy. It was, you know, you have had a season upon a season here, haven't you? Your traffic management, your pro management, all of your management skills have got on the racetrack. Your racecraft's improved as well. Surely you're loving this season, aren't you?
Yeah, I love the car. It's my favourite car on the sim. I've often gone well. I used to do a fair bit of front-wheel drive, hill climb and stuff anyway. I think the hill climb experience is why I tend to be fairly quick on the first lap. I get out the blocks really well. But no, I've got quite a lot of experience in front-wheel drive. I used to auto-test front-wheel drive as well. So, yeah, I like the way the car moves and how it responds to weight balance and things.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff, Carl. Well done to you, sir. It's been a pleasure having a chat to you as it always is. Anyone you want to shout out before I let you go?
Yeah, I'm going to have a shout out to Chris Barnes. He's had a great second race there. We were on the mics during the race and he was doing really well. Yeah, shout out to Chris. Great result.
Awesome stuff, Carl. Well, thank you so much for joining us there, bud. And we'll look forward to seeing you how you get on next week. Go practice there, sir. You better go and have a look what it looks like.
Yeah, Virginia North.
Yeah. All right, bud.
Yeah, I'll go and have a look in a minute.
Yeah, you take care, buddy, and I'll catch up with you soon.
And you. Ciao.
All right, now we're going to have a chat with the Scotsman himself here, Scott Malcolm. Ooh, let's see how he feels about his race 2 jump start that unfortunately put him down the order that could have seen him take his first overall win, but with the likes of the pros coming up behind him, does he think he could have sealed it? Scott Malcolm, welcome in, sir. How are you?
I may have guessed you were going to mention that jump start, weren't you?
Hey, it's the first thing I was going to bring up there, bud. I'm not going to lie. You know what I mean? You jumped the start right at the beginning. Not an ideal scenario for you.
No, I was trying to count the time between the lights, but I could have miscounted them. I went, oh, to hell with it, I'm just going to go.
Well, you might as well. You've already got to stop going. So, you know, you might as well try and open up as much of a gap as possible to get that stop go out the way there, Scotty. I think that's the thing, isn't it, at the end of the day? You know, where are you sitting now on your championship thoughts here? Because you was close to Kyle Jacklett. That's going to put a dent in your championship standing, Scotty. What are you going to do from there?
I think it's over. I think Carl has got this wrapped up. I don't think anybody can catch him now. I think he's just way too fast. You know, it's going to have to be, I hate to say it, but I think somebody's going to have to take him out in the next couple of weeks in both races. For anybody to like even catch him. But I know that's not how you do it, but I think it's the only way you can catch him. You just have to get. I'm going to have to like pay somebody to, put him in the wall or something like that. That's the only way.
Wow, Scotty, we don't promote that. We've seen that happen last week, dear sir, and we saw how that turned out there as well. But listen, great talking to you, Scotty, as always. Anyone you want to shout out before I let you go? All right, man. Have a good one.
Just you guys and everybody else, you know the score. Everybody and nobody, and aye, I'll go.
All right, man. Take care, Scotty. I'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you.
God blimey, Scott Malcolm. I do love chatting to Scott Malcolm. But now we are going to have a chat to the man who's been patiently waiting for me in the interview room. He took the win in race 1. He took the win in race 2. He is only the second man ever to do the double here at the JPB American Touring Car Championship. And that is, of course, one Mr. Adam Delmont. Let's see how he feels about his evening of racing. Adam, welcome in, dear sir. How are you?
Good evening, you two. I'm surprisingly good, mate.
Mate, well, all right, we'll go into race 1, right? You went out, took the victory, you know what I mean? And that was it. That was straightforward to a degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you went
I don't know if Fowler was really pressuring me with that Audi. And I did clip the wall about 4 laps in, and it did give me slight steering damage, and it was just sat on my bumper the entire race. I kept having to just try and, block out the mirrors, because I could just see him looming there. So fair play to Fowler. He was running really quick in that first race.
He definitely was there, mate. You know what I mean? And it was a stellar run between the two of you. Now we jump into race 2. You instantly go into 15th. You instantly see 14 cars in front of you. You manage to avoid somehow an Ian Manners coming from the barrier there. I've got to be honest there. Adam, what was that like, looking at Ian Manners coming across the track at you?
Mate, honestly, right, did you see literally 2 corners before the other crash when I literally missed the 2 cars spinning in front on the uphill, turns 2 and 3 up the hill, and there was a crash?
Yes, there was.
And I literally just closed my eyes, bro. I was like, closed my eyes, got through, and then all of a sudden I saw the black, is it Ian's car, is it JWM car spinning across the track, hit the wall, and then coming back on. And coming off that bus stop, you've not really got a lot of choice of where you can put the car because of the speed and angle you're at. And it was a 50-50 decision in a split second, go left or right. And I just went left, and mate, I'm still not quite sure how I held on. I just carried on going.
Mate, that slide out the outside there was absolutely incredible. Now, I do want to talk about something really quickly here. Now, when you were out in front in race 1, there was some comments up in the booth here. We're hoping we don't see an Adam Delmont in the Clios, losing it in the last couple of laps there as well. Zach was giving you a little bit of a grief here. He did say kindly, though, that he does respect how good of a driver you are, so therefore he gives you a whole heap of grief because he knows you can do better, Adam. That's what he said.
Yeah. I'll let him off. His puppy eyes, the old Sweeney puppy.
Oh, little sweet puppy there doing his thing. But look, dude, you bounced your way.
The thing is, though, mate, thing is, in all honesty, right, he's right, though. I have fluffed it a few times in Clio, and I do need to sort it out, and just stop allowing Pete to pressure me on those last couple of laps. But I think I tried to. I earned a couple of brownie points back tonight.
I think you did, mate. Gaining 14 places, taking a win, and only the second man to take the double. I think you've earned loads, to be honest. Ignore him. He's just bitter and sour in his young testosterone-filled age that he is at the moment as well. Adam, it's a pleasure talking to you as always, dear sir. Anyone you want to shout out before I let you go?
You guys for putting everything on, the drivers themselves for making it what it is. My, a combination of 2 teams with SRL and Next Gen and all the associates with that. So yeah, big thanks to all them lot and to you guys, and I'll see you on Monday.
Yes, you will.
I'll try not to fluff it, Zach, I promise.
You take care, Adam. I'll catch up with you soon, mate.
Good night, Jobs.
Right, and the final interview of this evening here as well. The man who has taken his first double podium of the season. I have looked back through to make sure before I mentioned that line that I got it absolutely correct. But I am correct. It was his first double. He battled up into 11 places gained in race 2. But let's see how he felt as he battled with his teammate Paddy Faulkner for most of the races there as well. Mikey Pollard, welcome in, dear sir. How are you?
Hey James, very well, thanks. Another brilliant night of JPB League racing. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, game of patience tonight, as you probably spotted. There's a lot of carnage, and I just managed to dodge it, fortunately, and hopped onto the podium again. So yeah, very pleased, mate.
Double podium, mate.
Yeah, well, the first one was a shorter race, wasn't it? And I think I qualified, what was it, P3, P4, something like that? Yeah. And so that was just on pace, I think. There might have been some incidents behind. But then starting in, what was it, P12, 13 in the second race, that was when the patience came in and letting other people crash and see what happened. And yeah, it just fell my way. And yeah, I was in touch with Paddy the whole way. So even though we were close and battling, we decided not to do anything daft, and it worked out well for us.
Wow, that is a surprise, isn't it, for the DWARS team? Not doing anything daft, Mikey. I'm impressed.
I thought we'd have a change,
we thought we'd turn over a new leaf here on round 6.
Just thought we'd confuse you.
Yeah. Do you know what?
I wonder what's going on.
Yeah, I did wonder if Paddy was going to have a go, but it seems like you're getting to grips with this Honda now. You're getting in the mix every week. You're putting yourself out there. You're getting your elbows out. You're not letting yourself get rolled over. Your season's getting better and better as it goes along, isn't it?
It is actually. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm not going to have the pace of the likes of Adam Delmont, and it's kind of a shame that Dan and CRG left. Yeah, because they would have taught us a thing or two at the front as well. But it doesn't mean it's going to be a close championship, I think, right? Because Adam's a little bit behind. Yeah. So even though he's likely to be up there every week, it might take him a little bit of time to claw his way back up. But it could make for quite an interesting finish this season, I think.
Yeah, definitely. As we go into that second half now as well. VIR North next week, dear sir, in the TCRs. Ever driven it before?
Full VIR, yes. VIR North, no. So I'll have to learn that.
Yes, definitely will on that one, mate. And well, as always, Mike, it's been a pleasure having a chat to you, sir. Anyone you want to shout out before I let you go?
I will tonight. I'll shout out my other teammate, Michael Seal, who was leading that feature race for so long, doing really well until a little bit of rough and tumble put him out of the running. So that was a shame, but he was doing a really great job. So shout out Michael Seal.
Awesome stuff as well, and don't forget to go out check out AIRaceSummaries.com, guys, as well, for some very interesting race reports. Go and have a look, get yourselves involved as well. It is a project going on with the ARS team. Mikey, it's been a pleasure, as it always is, this talking to you, and look forward to seeing how you get on in the GT4s on Wednesday.
Thank you so much, James.
Take care, mate. Bye.
Bye.
There you go, guys, as well. That was Mikey Pollard. Seriously, though, if you have not checked out AIRaceSummaries.com, go and check them out. They do great race reports for your races. You can link it up to your iRacing and you can have a written report from one of their AIs, and it is absolutely hilarious there as well. So please go and check them out. Zach, another interesting race in the evening in the TCRs. VIR North next week. It's going to be another great one, I think, as the season now comes into round 7.
Yeah, coming to a close very quickly. This American tour is very much touring along, and I love to be here for the ride. I'm enjoying each and every single week that we go through, and yeah, these drivers seem motivated than ever. Of course, maybe not so much Malcolm. I mean, he seemed to be quite a bit defeated that Kyle Jackett's running away with things in the AM Championship, but all in all, everyone still seems to be quite happy to be racing, still happy to be out there having fun, and well, at least Adam Delmont knows where his drawbacks are, so at least I'm not wrong, and that's always a bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, that's going to bring this to the end as well. Richard Simner, thanks for the shout out. No worries there, buddy. Appreciate what you do. It's a great little project that you got yourself going there as well, so definitely go and check them out. Don't forget as well, you got Carl Jacklit's photomedia.co.uk. Please go and check that out once more. The merch store is open on jpbbroadcasting.com/merch. Go and pick yourself up some wonderful hats for the winter, some beanie for the winter in multiple colours. There's t-shirts on there, there's everything on there, so go and have a look at that. You can even get yourself a JPB mug, just purely because if you like a cup of coffee. But guys, that's going to round it out for tonight. I am going to go and try and get a couple of hours kit before I'm back later on with 100% the championship finale at Phoenix with myself and Ria Subra. But for now, guys, as always, it's been a pleasure, but take care, have a great week, and you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.